Welcome to the NoJetStress Podcast, where we explore traveller wellbeing solutions for business and frequent flyers seeking to conquer jet lag and live healthier lives. I'm your host, Christopher Babayode, ex-flight attendant, traveller wellbeing advocate, nutritional therapist, and author. In this episode, we're going to take a look at one of the better, or some would say, one of the best traveller wellbeing programs you can avail yourself of if you work for the right company. Join me as we dive deeper and see how their system aligns with the core system of the PHARE Well methodology. Picture this. You're midway through a 3-continent sales sprint. Your body's screaming for sleep. Your brain's fogged up worse than Heathrow Airport in December. And your CEO wants a report by sunrise. Sound familiar? Now, what if I told you IBM, a company with over 400,000 employees across 100 countries, cracked this code? Today, we're unpacking how they slash travel burnout while keeping teams airborne. Fasten your seatbelts. This is a version of the PHARE Well blueprint at a global scale. The burnout breakdown. Let's cut through the turbulence. 72% of road warriors hit burnout within 6 months, but IBM saw this coming decades ago. Their secret? Treating travel health like aviation safety checks. Think about it. Would you board a plane without pre-flight inspections? IBM applied that rigor to their people. The result? 60% of US staff now use their well-being tools religiously, cutting stress claims faster than a 787 cruising at altitude. Here's the altimeter reading. IBM's global workforce logs 2.3 million trips annually. At that scale, burnout isn't personal, it's systemic. Their solution? A framework so robust, it won first place at the Global Health Workplace Awards. Let's taxi into the details now, shall we? The PHARE Well framework. IBM's playbook mirrors what we teach small teams and SMEs, just supersized. Here's their PHARE Well design spin. Pre-trip planning. Wellness checkpoint. The AI-powered health MOT. It flags your jet lag susceptibility before you book, like checking weather en route. Available in 26 languages, and it's cleared 130 countries compliance red tape. H is for health first approach. Mandatory 48-hour downtime post long-haul flights, no exceptions, even for C-suite. Paired with 10-minute mindfulness breaks in mid-flight or mid-trip, proven to drop cortisol levels. 2/3 of their travellers now blend work with leisure, otherwise known as bleisure travel. Mumbai meeting? Tag on a yoga retreat. It's not pampering, it's a return on investment. Teams extending trips report 41% lower burnout rates. A is for alternative transportation. IBM's sustainability services guide clients to adopt rail-first policies, for instance, suggesting internal alignment with such practices within IBM itself. IBM's strategic carbon management offering encourages clients to replace between 15 to 20% of CO2 emissions from travel with virtual meetings. IBM likely adopts similar practices given its emphasis on decarbonization through limiting business travel. R is for reporting. IBM publishes travel well-being metrics like stop prices. Transparency builds trust, and healthier itineraries. E is for environments. Environments in this scenario equal culture. A healthy workplace culture is a prerequisite for a traveller well-being culture to flourish. You can't truly have one without the other. The equity built up in the workplace culture is the seed for the traveller well-being culture. The wellness step in this scenario refers specifically to the things the individual, i.e. each traveller, does for him or herself, and the support they receive from the organisation to make sure that there is space for wellness in the organisation's culture. This is ever-changing and something that is dynamic and depends on individuals and what the corporate culture is like and how they are willing to support the travelling constituency of the organisation. Okay, grab your phone. Let's try IBM's mini pulse trick. Open your calendar. How many back-to-back trips drained you last quarter? Now, imagine an AI flagging that risk pre-approval. That's the checkpoint difference. Case studies, proof at 35,000 feet. The caveat here is that everyone's different, and even though we all have certain travel well-being or jet lag challenges in common, there is an aspect of this that relates to the particular symptom picture each individual has. Nonetheless, here's 3 examples of successful outcomes relating to using the PHARE Well system and other tools to help manage traveler well-being. Take Priya, an IBM sales lead juggling Delhi, Dallas, and Dubai. Pre-PHARE Well, she was popping antacids like Tic Tacs. Enter virtual health fairs, webcasts on sleep hacks and circadian resetting. 13,000 views later, Priya's team halved their melatonin dependency. Example 2, Brazil's telemedicine pact. Local doctors on speed dial for travelers. Appendicitis strikes you in Sao Paulo. IBM's app routes you to vetted clinics faster than you can rebook a flight. It's duty of care, but turbocharged. This is an example of another tool straight out of the aviation playbook. British Airways, for example, uses a service called MedLink for similar services and assists cabin crew with in-flight emergencies. 3. Recognition at the Shanghai Global Health Workplace Awards. IBM ranked number 1 for employee health globally. How? By vaccinating teams preemptively, even for unplanned trips. CDC guidelines meet crew-grade contingency plans for the win. Your action items for well-being takeoff. Whether you're an individual, a small team, or a larger organization, a preemptive plan of action will help you realize gains across the board, personally, productively, and organization-wide. Here are 3 SME-friendly lifts from the IBM playbook. 1. Steal their 5% pledge. Allocate 5% of travel budgets to well-being. Think light therapy kits over lounge passes. 2. Run a wellness checkpoint light. Use free tools to audit one trip's stress/carbon impact. Data like this can reveal patterns and actionable insights. Take action on these as soon as possible. 3. Test bleisure travel. Let one team extend Q3 trip for downtime and track their Q4 productivity. I bet you it jumps. Shout out to founder Roman Abonel of Jack and 30, whose bleisure platform can guide you in implementing bleisure initiatives in your organization for better ROI on business trips and traveler experience. Download the NoJetStress Hybrid Travel Prep template inspired by IBM at NoJetStress.com. 20 years ago, I watched colleagues collapse and even die in between flights and on planes. Today, IBM proves burnout isn't fate, it's friction. We can do something about it. When you take the complexity of travel and getting us from A to B and back again, it can seem overwhelming. And indeed, no 2 trips are the same, even if you go to the same destination multiple times. The key is to be able to control what you can control and make contingency plans for things you can't control. And that starts with you, the single business traveler who is the smallest unit of the whole enterprise in terms of what we're conversing about here. Therefore, being able to master how we manage our energy through our traveler well-being is a really good starting point. I hope by looking at this global picture for a company as big as IBM, right down through to SMEs and indeed the individual, you're able to take hope and a few tools that you can use in your travel to make you a better traveler and more productive in your well-being and in your work life. In the next episode, we're going to explore items of your traveler well-being toolkit. Until then, pack light, recover right, and remember, the healthiest route isn't always non-stop. Wherever you go, fare well.